All right, folks, the Week 11 day games are in the books. The Chargers and Bengals about to kick off behind me, and what a day of football it was. So much fun, a lot of great games today, and the second week in a row, a game has ended on a blocked field goal. I don't think we've had two of those in a season in quite some time, but I want to start with the Bills' big win today at home versus Kansas City, and Josh Allen was incredible today. Outside of one pretty bad pick, I thought he was awesome. He was making plays all over the place, just was solid all around. And going back to the end of the game, so there's 2:27 left on the clock, and they have it 4th and 2, and immediately I knew they were going for it. A lot of teams may have kicked the field goal there and go up 5, but that was the right move to go for it, and he makes one of the best plays of the NFL season, and that's the scariest part about him. When he has to get a first down or a touchdown, he's one of the hardest people in the NFL to tackle, and it seems like he can get it about any time. On the Chiefs side of things, I don't think this loss was all that damaging. They're still in first place. They're still in line to get the 1 seed. So I think they're still in good shape. But the funny thing today was I thought their best drive of the day, and when they looked the best, was when they kind of just abandoned the run and everyone knew they were going to pass the entire time. And this felt like a playoff game the entire day. Unfortunately for Buffalo, this was not a playoff game. And this game was probably going to happen again. And the second time around, I think it'll happen in Arrowhead. So we'll see what happens there. Number 2, the Seahawks beat the 49ers. Geeeno Smith was incredible on the last drive of the game. They're down 4. He takes them all the way down and scores a touchdown with 12 seconds left. And a pretty tough loss for the 49ers. Right now, they're sitting at 5-5, tied at the bottom of the NFC West. And if you look at their schedule, they go to Green Bay, and then they go to Buffalo. That is about as tough of a stretch as it is in the NFL right now. And they could very easily be 5-7 in the next 2 weeks. And I think they've got a long road ahead if they're going to make the playoffs. Right now, I just don't see it happening with their schedule. I think they have one of the tougher schedules left in the NFC, and there's a lot of teams in front of them. So we'll see what happens there. But I thought before the season they were going to be the best team in the NFC, and right now they are not. Number 3, I thought the Ravens really self-destructed today. I thought this was Lamar's worst game he's played all year. Through the first 3 quarters, I thought he was really kind of bad. It felt like he was airmailing passes all over the place. Seemed like he didn't really run it all that much. And they were leading the league in penalties coming into this game, and they had 10 more today. And it seemed like a lot of them came at the worst time. But I thought the worst part of this whole game was they're down by 8. They score a touchdown within 2 minutes left. They go for 2. And they run the strangest play call I have ever seen in watching football. Lamar kind of rolled to the left, but it didn't look like he was intending on running it, but there were really no wide receivers over there. I don't know if it was a miscommunication or if it was just a terrible play call, but it was really strange. And the Steelers get an enormous win. They're now well in control of the NFC North. And before the season, I said I thought the Steelers would be under 500, and they are great on defense. I think right now the best defense in the NFL, and Lamar really struggled playing against them today. Number 4, the Lions are now the best team in the NFL, and I don't think it's particularly close. They have so many skilled guys, and they just are so creative on offensive play calling. I did not even watch a snap of this game because it was over before I even got a chance to turn it on. And if you look at Jared Goff today, he was 24 of 29 for 412 yards and 4 touchdowns. I don't care who you're playing. That is great in the NFL. And right now, if you had to ask me who I think is going to win the Super Bowl, I would say the Detroit Lions. And finally, I know everyone's probably getting sick of me talking about this, but the situation with the Jets is an absolute disaster. Aaron Rodgers is terrible. It doesn't seem like anyone really likes him. The fans were booing all day long today. In his first 5 drives, they did not have a first down. And since they fired Saleh, which Rodgers wanted gone, their defense is now terrible too. And they lost a Colts team who I don't think is very good at home today, and their season is done. But also, they are kind of in a really tough situation because I looked at their dead cap hit after this year with Aaron Rodgers, $52 million. So they're kind of stuck with them for another year regardless. And this season's over, but I really don't know where they go next year because they can't really offload them with that dead cap hit. And if you bring in another rookie quarterback, you're probably not going to be any good anyways. So they're probably just stuck with them for another year. But really rough situation in New York. And Aaron Rodgers, I think, is done. So, huge game tonight between the Bengals and Chargers. Right now, Chargers sitting in a playoff spot and Bengals trying to get there. So, we'll see what happens there. We'll talk to everyone Wednesday night.